everybody! How are you? That's my dog barking. Hi! Hi, Kate. Okay, so I'm in the car with my critters. I'm not driving. Can you see all of them? So I thought this was a perfect time to get on Periscope with you. Hi! I'm so glad that y'all are here. Okay, so I thought today would be a really good chance. Coach Jason and I were just talking about how to make the healthy lifestyle sustainable. How can you do all this? How can you do everything just right? It's impossible. It's so overwhelming. And what happens is you end up wanting to quit. You're like, it's too much. I can't do everything right, so I'll just do nothing at all. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Does that ever happen to any of you? And I'm sorry I'm shaking around so much. Thanks for the love. That's so sweet of you. And I'm sorry I'm in the sun. I'm trying to get out of it. So here's legit how you can change forever, how it can truly become a permanent deal. Now, my goal is never to be perfect, so I'm doing great by not being perfect. So let's not focus on being perfect. Let's focus on making this a sustainable lifestyle. And here's the key. If you hear nothing else, it's just pick one thing. Just pick one thing to work on. And here's how you're going to do it. So you're going to pick your one thing to make healthy living a lifestyle. It could be, you know yourself best. So maybe it's, I don't eat breakfast, or I don't drink enough water, or I never eat anything green. Whatever you know what it is. You're already thinking about it. You're like, oh, it's the Ben and Jerry's date I have every night at 9 o'clock as I'm watching Bravo. Am I right? Y'all know you know what I'm talking about. So instead of saying, I'm going to be perfect, you know what? I'm going to start working out 6 days a week. Nobody does that. Like, that's crazy. So instead, let's pick our one thing. So go ahead and mentally write this down, because you probably don't have paper handy because this is the technology age. And you're going to pick your one thing. That's the only thing that you are allowed to work on for the next 2 weeks. Nothing else is going to change with your lifestyle. You're not going to start running. You're not going to eat perfectly. You can still go through the drive-thru and have your date with Ben and Jerry's, whatever. You're going to pick your one thing. So if it's more water, you're going to have to work on it every day, though. That's the deal. Like, there's got to be some pain and suffering in here somewhere. So we're going to make it easy by being one thing, but it has to keep going on and on. So if your thing is more water, here's what you're going to do. I can help you. You're going to get your phone and set an alarm. There are some apps that are free out there that help you chart your water. Thanks for the love. But you don't need all that crap, okay? All you need to do is set a timer on your phone for every hour that you're awake. So if you wake up at 7, it starts at 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way until you go to bed. You're going to have 1 cup of water per hour. That's the only change you're going to make for 2 weeks. Everything else is the exact same. You're still going to have French fries and milkshakes. You don't have to work out. After 2 weeks, though, it's time for the next thing, because guess what? By then, you're addicted to water, and you love water, and it's not even a big deal. You're still going to have to kind of think about it, but not like you did 2 weeks before. So after those 2 weeks are over, here's step 2 of making healthy living a lifestyle, and I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm sorry I'm shaking so much. The next thing is you're going to pick your second next thing. And you may think right now and today, oh, I already know what that is. It's going to be more vegetables, or oh, it's going to be I'm going to start exercising. That may actually be different in 2 weeks. You may start drinking all that water, let's say, if that was your first thing. It does always sound so easy, but really, if it's one thing, it is easy. It's just drinking more water, and you can just take it like medicine. And honestly, 1 cup of water is just 4 big gulps. 4 big gulps. I mean, that takes you like 12 seconds to just suck it down. Hi, Stacy. So you're going to have your one habit. You're going to change that after 2 weeks. Then you're going to move on to habit number 2. Let's say, for example, it's vegetables, because if you're like me, you don't get enough vegetables. You're going to say, I'm going to increase my vegetables starting now, and I'm going to spend 2 weeks only doing the vegetables plus habit number 1, which maybe was water. We're talking about how to have a sustainable, healthy lifestyle by only changing one thing at a time. Great question. I'm so glad that you're giving me love. Okay, so week 1, water. Week 2, water. Week 3, water plus vegetables. if that is your second habit to change. And you're going to say, how can I possibly eat more vegetables? So you have to kind of plan this out and be strategic. For me, I know I can increase my vegetables at breakfast. So I will add lots of vegetables to my omelets. That's easy, right? And I'm gonna have salad for lunch, and then I'm gonna buy powdered greens, which you can ask me about on Facebook at Fit with Deb. I'm gonna add powdered greens to my shakes to increase my vegetables. And at dinner, I'm gonna have something green on my plate. Now it's gonna take 2 weeks, so you're only doing that for 2 weeks. And then so on and so on. Then you can start talking about your third habit. But really, the slower you go, the more likely you are to change. Why do you think Weight Watchers fails? Because it's a quick overhaul. It's change everything, do everything right, and if you don't do it right, you're gonna get shamed. That's terrible. That's why everybody who does Weight Watchers ends up fatter 2 years later. You statistically end up fatter because they're doing it all wrong. So instead of eating the elephant all in one bite, as Coach Jason likes to say, how do you eat an elephant? I know y'all are giving him so much love. I am too. So instead, eat the elephant one bite at a time. So pick one thing and just do that one thing for 2 weeks. I want to hear what you're going to do. So I want you to type in right now, what is your one thing that you're going to work on for the next 2 weeks? Because this is step one of being serious about changing your body. You have to want to. I can't create that for you. I think a lot of people expect someone else, like, help me do this. But in the end, it's going to have to be your hard work that pays off. So let's hear it. More vegetables. I love it. That's such a good one. That's a really hard one to do until you start making omelets. You're doing the water. Oh, that's so good. More fruit, more veggies. I can relate to all of these except for the fruit one. I can eat my weight in fruit. So I have my plan for the next 2 weeks is to eat less fruit. Okay. So a lot of you are in the same boat. You're saying more water, more vegetables, more fruit. All of these things are natural. We want to eat the foods that God grows. And you are going to reach your step goal. Do you have one of those little Fitbit deals? Consistency working out. Absolutely, Kate. Like, I would put that on your calendar as important as a doctor's appointment that you cannot miss. I know it's hard. It is. Like, life gets in the way. And especially if you're a mom, like, you end up putting yourself last. That's crazy. Let's put ourselves first so that we can take care of our families better. But yeah, I think a lot of people try to drink water in clusters, which you can do especially if you're a teacher, but it's much better for your body to have that like consistent hydration going on, right? So if you're doing the water, you need to be drinking, because I bet you're up 16 hours a day. Do you think you could try to drink 16 cups a day? I know that's a gallon, and some of you may drink like 3 cups a day, so that's a tall order. Oh, VivoFit. I've never heard that. Is that how you say it? VivoFit? That sounds fun. I don't measure my steps. I think I'm too lazy, or I don't really want to know. Then I would just start walking around my house aimlessly. But I think the water is a great idea. Set that timer, and you're like, oh, I have to take 4 big gulps. Or if it's more vegetables, the easiest way, honestly, that I have found for me personally is salads and snowballs. You like eating snowballs? Is that what you're saying? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, I'm so like scatterbrained and ADD. And salads and omelets and shakes are a great way. So I add spinach and kale to my shakes, and oh, you're so welcome. I promise that you will not taste the vegetables in your shake. I promise. Now, that's kind of a lie. Don't do this. Don't put broccoli in your shake. Other people are going to tell you to do that. I don't want you to listen to them because I tried it. Don't do that. And I also added bacon once to my shake. I'm going to say no. I love bacon, but don't do that. Don't make that your habit change of like adding bacon to your shakes. Okay. I think a lot of you are new to Periscope, and I love that you're giving me love and that you've stuck with me on my car ride. Again, here are my friends. These are my offspring. This is the reason I take care of myself. I have to. If I'm tired because I'm dehydrated or not getting enough fulfilling nutrients and vitamins, I can't take care of my family. So you're a priority. You are not last on the list. You're first on the list. It's kind of like when you're in the airplane. They always say to put the oxygen mask over yourself first. This is your oxygen mask. All you have to do, one thing for 2 weeks. Just one thing. You're just going to do that one thing. Does anybody else want to share what your one thing is? I love the vegetables, fruit, and those hearts. Those are so great. Anything else? Okay, I would love to hear from you on my Facebook page. And if you have questions about the powdered greens that I use, that's my secret ingredient for getting more vegetables. Oh, the working out. Oh yeah, so you're gonna put, if you don't normally work out, let's just go for 2 workouts a week, which even that, it's gonna be really crappy. You're not gonna wanna do it, but what I'm hoping is after you do those 2 workouts is the endorphins are gonna be your self-fulfilling prophecy. So, oh, I see what you, now I know what the snowballs means. Got it. I thought you meant eating snowballs because that used to be my favorite dessert. So no. So you're going to put 2 days on your calendar when it's actually realistic. And if you're already 2 weeks in, then shoot, you're already ahead of that snowball. That chain reaction is going to happen. So you're going to put your 2 days. I usually do the same days of the week, but if that's not realistic for your life, then don't worry about that. Just get your 2 days in and maybe even create a flex day. So you're like, my goal is Tuesday, Thursday, but if I can't get Thursday, then I'm definitely going to do Friday, and you're going to stick with it. And if you do any of my YouTube workouts, they're 20 minutes or less. Some of them are 5 minutes. And I think the only way to do it with consistency, honestly, is to have someone help you with accountability. So if you can find somebody, preferably not your spouse, who can help you to stay on track, it will actually work. Now, I have someone that I do accountability. We do challenges sometimes, and we have to pay each other money. So if you can find someone with similar goals and you pay each other money every time you screw up, or if you do what your goal is, then you get something. So for example, if your goal is to just get started, or your goal is to do 2 workouts a week, if you do it, say for a month, then it's like, oh, well then you've earned X. Like, oh, you get to go to a movie, or you get to go buy new nail polish. I mean, I'm not trying to make you go broke and like get a bad habit of shopping or anything like that. But that may be something to think about, is adding the accountability so that you actually can stick with it. Just remember, if you're new to all of this, 1 change only is allowed. Everything else stays the same. And that way you ease into it slowly so that the results last and you get addicted. I'm so glad that you're here. We are almost to our destination. And I know I've taken a lot of your dinner time potentially. So thank you so much for being here. And I think that's it. I'm just so glad that y'all are here. Okay, I will talk to you next time. Have a great day. Bye. Bye, Kate.